some of the best product because they have these numbers.
Do they? I don't want to use the word make, but for lack of a better word, do they make you guys buy the
We
gear?
have to. All of our stuff has to say Alliance, except for like my rash guard. Even like I have shorts on right now. Alliance shorts, Alliance.
So if you do no gi, you gotta be Alliance shorts. Only the rash guard doesn't have to be Alliance.
If I'm going no gi, it has to be Alliance. But they were like, hey, if it's just underneath your gi, like we can't really tell, so don't worry about it. But yeah, like once we go no gi or whatever, and I can't even do no gi until 2-stripe, and no classes above the fundamentals. So they make you do fundamentals for the first 2 stripes, and then you can kind of get into intermediates or kind of mix around all levels.
Have you been doing any intermediate?
Not very much. And that was kind of a coach that we had. We had Bruno, and he left and went to Tennessee. He's with the Gracie gym right now, and that was his big thing, was like the stripes, right? And I just kind of stuck to that because I thought that building a good foundation, like, so I stuck with that for quite a while. But the gym wasn't as strict to it when he left.
Are you a wrestler too, like your brother?
No, I wish. I wish I had that background, right? It's incredible.
Bro, this guy's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he's always been that way. I'm just trying to keep up.
A humble freak, Vincent.
Oh yeah.
We'll go through some just some basic closed guard stuff. We'll start from there. Just so you can get an idea of what.
Do I put my glasses away? Or?
Yeah, you can put them on the side. We might end up in 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we'll go through some closed guard stuff, and then you can kind of drill with us and see how it feels. Okay. So from where I am on the bottom, right? If you're really not familiar with what's happening, you probably make a guess that Mitch is probably in a better position since he's on top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it conventionally looks, right? But because I have my feet crossed around his back like this, I'm pretty much controlling him. Yeah? He needs to, go ahead, Mitch, he needs to pass my guard, right? And get to somewhere where my legs are no longer in play anymore. Because now if he makes a connection with me on my chest, now it's really hard for me to really control any part of his body. Because now he can put the weight on me, smash me, use his shoulder to turn my face away from him, and all these type of things like this, right? But if we're right here and I somehow able to move him away and get my legs in between us, now I kind of got a shot at defending myself once again, right? This is probably the safest spot to be in if you're on the bottom. Okay, so we'll just go for like a really basic type of deal that will stay with you from day one until forever, right? So hand on the collar is always a good first move once I'm here, right? We were battling, I was able to scramble and get to this position again. Holy crap, I'm tired, man. This guy's a freak beast. Okay? Hand on the collar right away. So when I grab the collar, most of the time, if I want to threaten him, I'm gonna go pretty far in the back of his neck. Like, you know how there's a tag back there, like size large, all that stuff? That's kind of what in my mind, a vision I'm trying to touch with my fingers, okay? So once I grab it like this, if I want to apply some pressure to him, like right now, my hand is at the shape of his neck, right? You see how I'm like this? So what I want to do is I want to make him feel uncomfortable, so now I try to turn my palm to my face like this, right? Now it's a little bit uncomfortable for him, okay? So if we can stay here for a while and he's not really respecting that I have this hand on his collar, I can slip my second hand under the first one into the same spot way back here and twist my wrists in towards each other, and I bring my elbows super close to my body and I can get a nice tight choke on him. I'm basically taking the slack out of his jacket and using my hands to cut off, not necessarily the air, but the blood supply that's going up. Yeah, the arteries inside of his neck. So I go super deep, second hand goes under, deep as well, and now I twist my wrists in towards each other, right? In, and I bring him close to me, okay? So the one thing I don't like people doing is when they go to apply this choke, and then they start flaring their elbows out like this, right? Not correct. It's going to take you he can hold out longer when I'm doing this. But when I start to twist my wrist in and I bring him close to me, then it really uses. It's more of a technical choke, right?
Yeah.
So like I said, this will stay with you forever. This basic choke. However, it's always going to take a little bit of tinkering around. Find the good spots you need to get. Okay. So first hand goes in. Sometimes I'll use my free hand to open the collar up so that my hand can slide pretty far back there, right? I go under, same thing with my fingers in, and try to find as deep as I can, twist my wrists in towards each other, then I bring my partner down towards me. Okay, I'm gonna give that a shot. Go for it.
So where do I go?
So you're gonna lay down. You're gonna cross your feet around my back, so cross it up above my belt line.
That?
There you go. Yep.
And then cross.
So go one hand in first, whichever one you like. Right? So you gotta go a little bit deeper than that. There you go. Turn your palm down towards your face. So it's like this. Let's do this. Yeah. Now this one is gonna go under. Yep.
Resistance?
Yeah.
And I'll bring you close to me.
Like that?
Yep. Just give you a tap as I go. Okay. Okay. Yep.
So pull that.
I'm gonna try to posture.
Yeah. So go. So try to go a little bit deeper with your first grip. A little bit farther. There you go. And now, so not necessarily flaring it all the way. Just yeah, man.
And then put it there in and you just do
And
that.
then pull me down. There you go. Perfect. Okay. So go ahead. Take the first one in again. Right. Sometimes I'm like kind of blocking you here, or you go under and I block. You can go over. Put your thumb inside now.
Such a hard one to get to because
And then
And
you're
really
gonna
twist your
fire
wrists
as
as
well.
well.
With everything that's
Twist
going
both
on.
of them.
Yeah, or you're like pushing down my hips and your hands are in the way. You're back here.
That one do I-
Like I'm trying to
I
break
broke
you
that.
down with my
If
legs.
you go in like this,
Yeah,
now you gotta
to reach
go
up here.
turn.
Reach here.
So I want. So if my hands bent like this, I want you to
Get
feel
that, right?
this part of my.
So
So you're always gonna go with this fingers in first. So you're always gonna go this one first.
And then rotate your hands. Just gonna pick the palm out.
Like that.
Yeah, and I'll pull me
Pinch your elbows and then chuck your elbows
go.
inward together.
So then, I noticed a little pinch on the front
This
too. Yeah, because you're
because it's like here,
You're right here. See how I'm like digging into
Yeah.
your neck
right
right
as you rotate this way.
goes in, and I twist both my
yeah,
wrists so
that
that
fishing pole actually.
Yeah, see,
It's
fishing
like-
pole.
getting tighter.
It just comes this way.
And that is not
Bring-
flares.
It's
It's
getting
tighter,
tighter
and
right
now
now.
you have to pinch your elbows together inward.
Then, and now you're kind of blocking my hands so I can't go in there. I go over, with the thumb inside this side.
And then
Twist my wrist in again. It's tight, right?
yeah.
Okay.
and then yeah.
And then elbows in here together.
Another
And the other side.
another pretty easy one. You're gonna try that.
Yeah.
So it,
Motorcycle.
and kind of like another rule of thumb is if you're on the top,
Fishing.
you don't want to put your hands on the floor, right?
Alright.
You want to try to keep your hands on your knees. So if you sit up nice and tall, posture up, and I start to pull you forward, you put your hands on me. A lot of times it's going to be a natural reaction where you put your hands on the ground when I pull you, right? You're going to stop yourself, right? But then that opens up opportunities for me to start to attack your arms.
Alright.
So you kind of, as a basic rule of thumb, you want to keep your hands on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. You know, once you get the weight.
So now, if your hands are on me, I'm going to try to trap this one, right? How am I going to do that? I'm going to pull this across a little bit, and I'm going to hold your arm, pinch it to my body like this. See how my right arm is holding your right arm, right? I got my forearm across yours,
So like
holding
this.
the back of your chest. Now I'm going to grab your shoulder.
You gotta move your
I want
head
to
out
hold
of
you
the
down in place again.
You know,
And I'm going to uncross my feet, put my foot on your hip, and I'm going to start to spin my hips out this way.
Well, and then one other people too. I
So
think
now I'm not in front of you anymore,
like
right?
shifting.
So I'm using my
They
leg to
want to put
hold
their
you
foot on
down.
the ground.
Now I'm in a really
And then
easy
they're
spot
like,
to
they
throw
open
this in
themselves
front of
up,
your
right?
face. You got a nice
You know, they don't.
arm
They
bar
don't
go
right
back to
here.
the hip.
Yeah.
Right? Elevate my hips
To be able to keep
as
that
I
distance.
press your arm
Yeah.
against
The
my
point of
chest.
to keep
Right?
distance.
And not kind of make some
Manage that
pressure on
distance.
the elbow.
Like I used to do this all the
So
time.
that's
I'd
to get
talk
tight.
about weaker guys. I could just come here
Yeah.
and fucking
Yeah. Just work
choke
it.
you in your own guard.
Oh yeah.
And then finally Ryan, I think, just fucking pushed me right back with his legs, and I was like, and that was it. I was like, oh, I guess you did good there.
That's funny. He's a little
Yeah, he
stretched
just
out.
stretched me right out.
I lock my hip up.
Huh. Because I know like
Over
to
your
pull
back,
people
your arm.
down. But I guess yeah, if I
It's the
guess
same thing. If I'm here, I'm attacking.
I guess if I arch back, yeah.
I'll do it on Mitch so you can see.
Alright.
Just gonna go for a regular straight arm bar. Okay, so I'm trying to control this arm of his, right? So I go across his right arm, my right arm, right over the top, and I'll cup the back of his tricep. So I'm holding the back of his tricep, but at the same time I'm putting pressure on his forearm to keep it on my chest as much as I can, right here, right? Kind of like hug it with one arm. Because I need to do something with my free hand, which is hold his opposite shoulder or grab his jacket, because I want to keep his posture bent down on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all this is gonna set me up for all my steps along the way I need to get. So I'm holding him down here, not uncross my feet, and I put my foot on his hip, and I try to spin myself down out of his way. Me and him are facing each other. I'm trying to get my head out of his way and climb my leg as high as I can across his shoulder blade, right? So to put the most pressure, I feel like, to keep him down, I try to curl my toes back and try to press him down. My hand that was holding him down is now going to be taking place with my leg holding him down. Sit up, Mitch. Hard, right? I'm holding him down with the back of my leg. Now I'm in a really nice spot to just make a short movement with my leg from here to right there. And I got his arm trapped. I pinch my knees as tight as I can together, like it's another arm holding his leg. Pinch them together. Hold this against my chest as I elevate my hip up in the sky and put some pressure on his elbow. So his arm is meant to bend it this way. I'm trying to make it bend this way. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's give it a check.
So
Yeah, that's a nice take, grip.
and then
He's gonna hold
See, have you?
hold me a little bit. So now, put your left foot on my hip and use it to spin yourself this way. As this leg climbs up my back.
So you gotta break down.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, so now you feel like you're holding me down with your leg. Pressing me to the wall.
Bite.
Yeah, man, that's it. Now swing your left leg in front of my face. Okay, with two of your hands, hold my wrist.
this leg over.
oh, that's right.
Yeah, with both of your hands. Just my wrist this way.
Okay.
With both. So
Go on way again.
yeah, hold that thing. Just control it. Now super slow. Raise your hips up in the air.
You've been drilling triangles.
Nice,
Nice. My triangles.
That works. Nice. One more time.
This is not your triangle.
No.
This is a totally different
So
setup.
yeah, from here, like this is like
You want the feeling of like taking back all this
and
on.
then you grab it here, yeah.
You own this thing.
And stuff in there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm reaching
Foot on my hip
here.
and use it to
And then
turn
grab
your
it
body
with
this way as you raise this leg
A
up.
triangle.
There you go.
And then
I'm gonna raise this over.
And now pinch your knees together. Try and make your knees
In that
touch
drill
each other if
too,
you can. There you go. That feels like.
that person.
Now
like,
hold this
sits
close to your
his
chest
arm out.
and raise your hips up in the
That's
air.
probably one of the
Keep
differences,
going till like
'cause
that.
with both
Yeah, that's
shoulders
more
in,
like-
it doesn't
Nice
work.
one match.
Yeah.
Alright.
And that's, I mean, you want to get a bar with that.
It just looks similar
Yeah.
because you're here.
That's nice and tight.
Yeah.
That's
That,
you get a good bite on that tricep.
Yeah. Here and then
down and
across.
So can you feel how like if
Hard
you
bite.
push against my hip,
Hard
it
bite.
helps
And then you can
you
release your
spin
arms.
it.
Yep. And now you're real.
Just be real loose and let your body turn. So if you when you turn this way, this leg should naturally start to rise up to like the top of my back. Yeah. Go back again. Do it again. Yes, one more time. Yeah, same motion again. Nice.
alright.
Yep.
And then
Yeah,
Right. 2 hands on my wrist so that what you don't want me to do is turn my wrist. Yeah. Pinch your knees tight together and now raise your hip up in the sky. Nice one, man.
Came through and I said this. Do something like that. So here.
Practicing the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go for kind of an easy one. So if when I'm on the bottom and I'm able to cross my feet, I'm just gonna I'm gonna do it to you how I want it to feel, right? So like right now, I feel like there's too much gap between me and you. So I need to do this. I need to pull you forward. Now it's like I got you in my guard.
And it might even like help you turn.
So we were talking about, I mentioned how you gotta keep your arms on top of me, right? So that I'm attacking my foot on the floor. So as a rule of thumb, right where your sternum is, right? You don't want, when you're on top of me, you don't want your hands passing my sternum. So you always want them like right here or lower. Right here. Yeah, either there, never up here. Here is the highest you can go. Okay? So sometimes you're giving me a hard time. Yeah, I wanna try and take a different route to attack you now. Okay? So I'm gonna go 2 hands on one of your sleeves. So I'm just gonna do a back take. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over a back take.
Yeah.
You guys can draw whatever you like. Sure. Go for it. Oh, you guys can draw what you like. Yeah, no, go. So I'm just gonna go here, right? Now, if you put some weight on your hands, put a little bit of weight on your hands, it's gonna be hard. My objective is to try to make this hand go over here. It's gonna be hard. Put weight on your hands. So don't let me drag it across. Yeah, see, it's hard, right? So how am I gonna trick you? Put the weight in your hands again. I'm gonna lift my hips up, and before my hips drop back to the floor, I'm gonna slide it across your body. Okay? You're gonna be putting weight on me like you're trying to sit up. I'm gonna raise my hip up in the air, and before they fall back down, I'm gonna slide it across.
I think that
Yeah. So now,
still like
hold your sleeve with one hand. Straighten my arm.
I mean, it's there, but like it feels like some of those guys are
Yeah.
like
So now, to have an easy path to start to work around you to the back. You can't really stop me anymore. Right? So I'm gonna uncross my feet, use my hip up, sit up, and hug you like this. Okay? And you grab your material of your jacket on your armpit. So now I can let go of this because you can't bring your arm back in front of you. It's stuck. Almost like you slipped it here, like my hand on the ground, move up, put my leg between yours like this. Like throw my leg over
and
my
I'm just like straight.
and both of my legs
like
go
straight. It's like even when he was doing that seminar, he had that.
It's already straight.
Because I think he drilled that one and he like broke free, and he's like, "Oh, I have this one." I'm like,
So then,
So 2 hands on my sleeve. So I grab it like this here.
sleeve.
Raise your hip up in the air. And now yeah, there you go. Now you're gonna hold it with this hand. There you go. Nice. Now you can uncross your feet. Start to move your hips out that way so you can come around like that. And now sit up. Yes. So from here, once your chest is on mine, you can let go of it. You can put your hand on the floor. So that you can sit yourself up, right? And climb up on me. Yes. The one foot goes in, you come all the way over, pull it around. The second one goes in. Nice. There you go, reach across. Reach up.
Yeah. And that one like snuck up on me because I'm like, "Oh, what's he doing?" Oh God. Oh, yeah. He's walking in the door.
This one, yeah. Nice. So, up a little bit on the back of my hip. Yes. So you can let go of it. You can lift yourself up. Just keep coming. Nice job. And now, really cool. Block it.
So here, like you said,
So after that, you can keep some now.
Now I can't get them up.
and then choke myself. That was sick. I'm like so parallel. Yeah, I can mess with that. Like,
Mitch, can I use you for a second? So, on all fours, please. So, we ended up here, right? So we ended up like this, you and I? So, from here. So, let's just take this same position and we're going to sit down so you can see what I can do. Okay? So, I'm going to sit. So, we're in the same spot, right? Same exact spot. So, the first one you can do without the jacket or with the jacket, right? So I'm going to go straight across my partner's throat over here, right? I go under the chin. And I'm going to try to get the crook of my elbow under his chin. Yeah, as far as I can, right? So now I'm going to pass my hands together. So just like this. The hand that's going across is on the top, right? Just like this. Now I just need to turn my wrist a little bit and I can slide this hand that's under. I can slide right across and get into a nice rear naked choke right here like this, okay? So now to finish that, I'm going to go here and here. The second hand, I try to put it as low on the base of his neck as I can, okay? The reason being is if I go up here, he can easily grab my hand and pull that thing off. Too easy, done, right? But if I hide it behind his neck, now it's hard for him to find it and peel it off, right? By the time he starts to reach for it and peel it, I'm already squeezing everything together and I may be able to finish him from that time. So I hide my hand as low on the base of his neck as I can possibly get it. So I'm going here, my hands are together, I'm pulling him close to me. Now, traditionally you can do it like this, right? Go on here, grab my bicep, and fold it over, like I'm trying to comb his hair, right? But the more people start to train, if I do this really slow, like I'm giving him a gift. And he could even hurt my arm if I do that sometimes, right? So now I go here, pulling close, and now I just slide this hand over my other hand, and I'm kind of in place already, right? So now I'm gonna stay close and I just start to squeeze my arms together. Okay? So that's one. That's one. The second one could be from here, I need to control his upper body, right? So I'm gonna do like what they call either a backpack or a seatbelt grip, which is one arm goes over Mitch's shoulder, the second one goes under his armpit, and I grab my hands together. So don't never grab like this, right, with your fingers interlocked, palm to palm, right? So now from here, I'm kind of in a good spot to use the hand that's under his armpit to open the jacket up and feed my thumb in as far as I can. And I make sure I got a nice tight grip on this thing. Okay? My second hand doesn't really need to go anywhere. I can just reach across for a second lapel and pull on both of them. And I get a nice tight good choke here. Okay? Sometimes to make it go a little bit quicker, my hand that's on the top right here, I'll turn my hand this way so that the thumb knuckle goes into his Adam's apple. It makes it a little bit more tight right there. Here, grab the lapel jacket. This one I'm kind of pulling towards his feet. This one I'm pulling across of his neck. Right? Third option is he really is kind of loose with this arm. I'll just take the hand that's under his neck, his armpit, and I'll lift his arm up with mine and bring this hand behind of his neck like a knife blade, and I'll try and chop his head off right like this. Right? Here. This one lifts his arm up. My knife blade goes in the back of his neck, and I'm trying to chop his head off. Right? So sometimes you can trick your partner into thinking that's the first one you want. So when I start to lift his arm up, he's going to resist and keep his arm down. Well, that's okay, because I'll just go for the second lapel and get that one. Sorry. Cool. Try those out on me. Let me feel them.
Alright. Yeah, love it.
So the first one is you go as far as you can. There you go.
Yeah, arm more stretch.
So this one's going to grab your inside of your bicep like this. Yeah, there you go. And now squeeze everything together. Yeah, buddy, you got it. Do it again. One more time. See, inside, yeah. So let me see. So go like this, right? So keep your thumbs together. And now hold it. Alright. Now you're gonna just slide this hand over. Look at that. Look at how it slides. Yeah! You see that? Do it again.
thumbs together. And now just slide up. Yes, nice. Yeah. Let's give it a little squeeze. Nice, man.
I got this.
So now try the back half grip.
Over, grab the ears.
So go over and under. And first of all, grab your hands together. Control me, right? I'm gonna try to get out of here. So I'm legs first. I'm your thumbs together. Thumbs against your finger. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, nice, man. That's how you work. Now you use your right hand to hold my jacket. Just to keep tension and slide this thumb as far behind as you can. There you go. Now this one, we're gonna grab this jacket. Hold this one straight down towards my feet and pull this one across my neck. Alright. Okay, the third one is you do the same thing, the same seatbelt grip. So it's thumbs together.
But I'm still working on it.
Like this.
It's, and especially when you stand up.
There you go.
I mean, you stand up,
This
it's a
hand
long,
again.
longer shot.
Open my jacket up
I gotta break it
and slide that
first,
far back.
like that.
Now I'm
come
gonna
back.
lift my arm up with this.
Now I have your hand free.
Chop that
Really
ear.
dive into that elbow.
So you're just gonna pull and push me away with this
If
hand.
I need to, if you're staying too far back. This will be
Two hands.
will come all the way through.
Yeah, there you go. One more time. Let me feel that again.
So then there's.
Oh.
That's what shit.
And if they resist, then you just go to the backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sip some water if you want that.
Yeah. Water?
Yeah, sip some water, guys.
A little like class today.
Right?
Yeah, got all the matter room.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you guys something I've been working on. Alright, so little Choi bar stuff, just some stuff I've been trying to work on. I watched the video and I thought that was kind of cool of how to from half a little bit easier to get to the, not easier, but just ways to get to it, because sometimes I get stuck to at a certain point. So anyway, we're here, right? And then maybe you got like the control like this on me. Yeah. So I need to make the space to hold this arm, right? So I'm just gonna do it anyway from here. I'm just gonna hold this because I need to do it anyway. If not, you're just gonna shoulder pressure me. Yeah. So I need to hold it anyway. So from here, I need to make some space, right? So I'm gonna use this foot, right? I'm gonna do like a little bump until I can get this in, right? Now I'm gonna start to frame and maybe get this knee in, like this. Holding this together. Sometimes you can go hand over hand. I always find this grip works good for me, like this, right? This one. So from here, I'm keeping the pressure. I'm trying to trap the arm like I'm gonna go reverse arm bar. So I'm trying to go here and I'm dragging him across this way, like this, right? So once I get to here, I can start to make some space. And maybe I don't have the room, like because of where Mitch's arm is, to throw my leg over. Maybe I don't have the room, so I'll go here and I'll break my knee right here like this. Like I'm gonna go for that reverse arm bar. Now from here, I can just kind of like windshield wiper my leg over and throw it here. Now I'm gonna try to keep this leg on top of his leg. I'm trying to keep it here because if I be lazy and take it over, he's gonna either go that way. If he does, I'll stay with him. Or yeah, he's gonna pass my guard like that. Yeah. Sometimes also what could happen too is out of desperation, the guy when you get it